y'all doing? It's Kaiser, and we've got more fallout from the Acolyte, and specifically episode 6, because there's been a few developments in the last 24 hours that I do think just require a little bit of talking about.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh yeah. So, after already suffering a massive decline compared to the last series that was on Disney Plus, Ahsoka, well, let's just say that a lot of the media that has been trying to sit there and defend this show is having a hard time now, and they've just decided, okay, just fall back on good old reliable and say that it's the problem is the fans. This article from Collider: Star Wars' biggest problem is the fans, and even with even more hilarity there. So that Park Place reporting, Canadian-owned publication Collider spews racist hate and blames white male Star Wars fans for Lucasfilm's crappy TV shows like The Acolyte. And I'm just going to get into a couple of quick little tidbits here because, oh my. So Collider, an online website owned by Canadian corporation ValNet that runs other left-wing entertainment websites such as MovieWeb, Screen Rant, and CBR, published an article blaming Star Wars fans for Lucasfilm creating crappy television shows such as The Acolyte. So the article, titled "Star Wars' Biggest Problem is the Fans," written by Cameron Barnett, dismisses legitimate criticisms of the show, like The Acolyte. Bennett writes, quote, "Leslie Headland's groundbreaking series has been relentlessly review-bombed online, causing The Acolyte to possess a huge disparity between the positive critical reception and abysmal audience score on aggregate websites like Rotten Tomatoes. Since the majority of these hate-filled criticisms are either overreactions to alleged continuity errors within the Star Wars universe or backlash aimed at attacking the show's long overdue inclusivity, the bad actors spreading them are clearly spinning controversy out of nothing, and this manufactured outrage can be directly traced back to the demographics of the original trilogy." So yeah, straight up, the problem is white dudes. Yep.
Sheer fucking hubris.
It's the same tired old trope we've heard time after time after time. It's all the white men's fault, and well, us white dudes just need to get with the program.
Take it from me. This place here changes a man.
Oh yeah, in what way?
I used to be white.
Oh, so yeah, they continue on here from the writer over at that Park Place, John Trent. So there's nothing wrong with pointing out that The Acolyte, Lucasfilm, and Walt Disney Company are promoting inclusivity. In fact, it is just and right, given inclusivity is an evil ideology that prioritizes demonizing white men. Not wrong. Yeah. So inclusivity should basically mean everybody, everybody. But apparently it is everybody except yours truly. Yeah. An R-type, is what it is. The show also introduced the Force replacement called The Thread, claiming that a pair of lesbian space witches created two twins through the thread, and has multiple Jedi discover a Sith attack, despite the Jedi belief that the Sith have been extinct for over a millennia. Yep. So, just getting into more of the quote here about, this person railing about demographics. Yeah, it's just, I'll leave the link up there. So, I mean, you can go read the rest of it for yourself. But yeah, this writer over at Collider, it's just absolute unhinged ranting. Highly recommend, if you're going to read any information about this particular article with Collider here, I highly recommend instead going to that Park Place and actually giving them your clicks, because, they actually care and actually are very good at not only sifting through the BS, but also providing good, very down-to-earth entertainment and information. So, highly recommend that. So, yeah, even going on there, so another thing was referenced was Screen Rant, saying that because there's a very interesting thing that happened with regards to this, because we're going to talk about this. So apparently there's been some rumors about the show and how well it's actually doing. Well, turns out that it's actually just a bunch of junk data that's being thrown out there to make the series look better than it is. So media attempts to spin The Acolyte as a success based on nebulous and undefined streaming and engagement index. Canadian-owned media group Screen Rant attempted to spin The Acolyte as a success based on nebulous metrics from an analytics firm called Real Good. In an article titled "Executive Data Suggests The Acolyte is a Star Wars Success Story Despite the Backlash," Thomas Bacon claims that Real Good looked through their data to see how The Acolyte compares to other live action Disney Plus shows, Star Wars, and TV shows. The results are surprising and indicate The Acolyte may be a lot more popular than many believe. Unquote. A graph showing the various Disney Plus Star Wars shows based on their release date is shown, with each show receiving unique streaming and engagement numerical ranking. The Acolyte is the second highest score with 6.1 behind Obi-Wan Kenobi, which has a 7.9. Now, they have this chart. It's a bunch of bullcrap, but let's get into it. So the data flies in the face of the other metrics, such as Walt Disney Company's own global views for the show, as well as minutes watched from analytics firms like Luminate. The Walt Disney Company previously reported that The Acolyte had 11 million global views after a week on Disney Plus. Given Disney calculates a view as minutes watched divided by total runtime, that brought total minutes watched to around 820 million globally. Nielsen reported that Ahsoka's 2-episode premiere had 829 million minutes watched just in the United States. Let's say Luminate data also noted that the series only brought in 210 million minutes. This is, by the way, The Acolyte brought in 210 million minutes watched in the United States the week it debuted its first 2 episodes. This aligns with Disney's own reporting that The Acolyte had only 11 million global views and is having less overall minutes watched than Ahsoka's US debut. Yeah. They did further make a note there that Luminate further noted the viewership did tick up for the show's 3rd episode, because there was a lot of hype around that 3rd episode, to 380.5 million. However, it has since declined over the past 2 weeks. The show of the week of the 4th episode debuting minutes watched declined to 262 million. The week of the 5th episode declined even further to 232.2 million. Yeah. So the actual data and the actual numbers, like the verifiable stuff, is painting a much different picture than what they're trying to paint over here at Screen Rant. But really what we get down to is a lot of what's been really going on is, after the fallout of episode 6, has been the thirst trapping. Oh yeah. It's interesting to note that because of the part of the episode where Manny Jacinto's Quimr strips down in front of Osha, it basically takes a little bit of a skinny dip in a tidal pool. And yeah, they don't actually show anything, but I mean, they're very, very keen to show that he's definitely naked in there. And yeah, then these articles all started showing up, say, yeah, Time Magazine, The Rise of the Thirst Trap Villain. And yikes, these tweets that I keep seeing here popping up. So yeah, like this one, Manny Jacinto's arms are tying people in knots today. I don't know what you're talking about, because the dude has friggin' noodle arms, but whatever. Say this one, Quimr, you despicable OMG arms. I hate you, arms. I don't even want to look at you. How did you get those? Get away from me. Oh no, I tripped into your biceps. Ew. Just ew. Weird. Yeah, and more comments even like that. So yeah, this one, The Acolyte episode 5, I need him biblically. I need him in a way that is conservative to feminism. Okay, I'm like, oh, really? Ladies, get a hold of yourselves. Jeez, it is so ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. And even more articles coming out here. So yeah, the dark side has never been more seductive than Manny Jacinto and the Acolyte. This one from Salon. The Acolyte proved what female fans knew all along, the powerful sex appeal of the dark side. Ladies, why are you like this? Just why? Why are you like this?
Sort your fucking life out, mate!
Anyway, and just continuing on from there. So yeah, that Park Place, the Acolyte actor Manny Jacinto claims the 6th episode of the show will be a new story with new motivations for all of the different characters, which I talked about last night ad nauseum. And let's be honest, there was not a lot in that episode. It was a lot of absolutely junior level writing, which some people were keen to fight with me about on the ability of screenwriting, but I don't know about how many people, I don't know how many of you have actually done screenwriting, but I have. And yeah, it's, yeah, just got to put that out there. So yeah, this one saying the Acolyte has Manny Jacinto's Sith character, quote Jordan Peterson. So yeah, they're throwing Jordan Peterson quotes in here, which is interesting to note because they did the same thing in Marvel with actually making Red Skull at one point, doing some stuff that kind of resembled Jordan Peterson's work, like having in Captain America 28. Red Skull was a YouTuber and blogger with videos and articles titled 10 Rules for Life, Chaos and Order, Carl Luger's Genius, and The Feminist Trap. The videos and articles are clearly inspired by Peterson's books, 12 Rules for Life, an antidote, as well as his assessment that chaos is represented by the feminine. Yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff going on there. So they're trying to attach a lot of his ideology to this and just, make it look bad. I mean, specifically the quote was Jacinto's Quimr character says at the end of the episode, even in the revelation of our triumph, we see the depth of our despair, which is a paraphrase of a quote from Peterson during an appearance on the Diary of a CEO with Steve Bartlett podcast. Peterson said on the podcast, quote, "Wherever I go in the world, people come up to me and they often have a pretty rough story to relate. It's an awful thing because you see, even in the revelation of their triumph, the initial depth of their despair," unquote. So yeah, just trying to go ahead and do that there because, that's what they want to do. They really want to push this guy as bad, so they associate him with Jordan Peterson, while also making this guy a thirst trap. Yeah, it's brilliant. And even Leslie Headland just saying, well, don't get used to it because we're not going to actually give you a whole lot more information about his background moving forward, which seems to track, which just like, okay, you're going to use him as a thirst trap for a bunch of, I think you know where I'm going with this, but yeah, they're going to use him as some, femcel thirst trap. And yeah, just do that. And people wonder why there's doubt that the second season will ever actually happen. And from my perspective, I pretty highly doubt this will ever actually get made. But you know what? I'm just one humble pineapple, and this is my opinions based off aggregate information and verifiable fact. But hey, what it is. But let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit that notification bell so you'll be reminded of new episodes when they come out. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a happy 4th of July. Try not to get blowed up. And I will see you later.